We're here to bring a new type of news show.
New insights, new styles, and new topics every day.
We are News Generation.
Bringing news just for you. It's Wednesday, June 11th here in Seoul. I'm Song Yujin, and you're tuning into News Generation. Joining us today is Park Ki-eun.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, and Grace Park.
Great to be here.
Great to have you back. Now, both are here to speak on behalf of those in their 20s and 30s. So as usual, we're going to begin our Wednesday with our keyword news. Today's keyword is BTS. The long wait is almost over for BTS fans as nearly all the group's members are now back from their military duties. Now, RM and V were discharged on Tuesday, and their fellow bandmates Jimin and Jungkook were discharged just this morning. Now, this comes nearly 3 years after BTS announced an indefinite hiatus in June 2022 to pursue solo projects and fulfill their mandatory military service, which is required for most able-bodied South Korean men. So first, Grace, I want to ask you, are you excited to see the return of the K-pop megastars? Because a lot of people are indeed very excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's already been 3 years. Although I'm sure that it's been a very long wait for the fans who are eagerly anticipating the group's return. I'm glad to see that all of the BTS members are expected to be back together after completing their mandatory military service. HYBE, their agency, has indeed confirmed that BTS will resume activities as a full group and that they will also be preparing for concerts after all the members are discharged. So we'll have to see the details unfold for new music and possibly a world tour.
Right, and I remember that yesterday, leader RM, who once again ended off his military service yesterday, told reporters and fans that the thing he wants to do the most is perform on stage, so he will get straight to work. So maybe we could see them reconvene and come back to the stage as BTS real soon. But there is still one final member left to complete his service, right, Ki-eun?
That's correct. I'm sure all BTS fans or ARMY are eagerly waiting for Suga to complete his military service. He will be discharged on June 21st, which is just 10 days away from today.
Right.
And I'm sure Suga himself will be eager to actually finally complete his service and reunite with all his members. And BTS Festa, which is the day that actually celebrates their debut day, which is June 13th and 14th. On 2 days, they'll be celebrating their debut day and having a concert. And I'm sure all of these, most members except one, Suga, will be reunited to perform on stage. And I heard that, like what Grace said, a comeback is hinted for end of this year or early next year. So I'm definitely looking forward to the military idol to come back. And just by looking at the screen, they're not that skinny anymore. They've become very big and buff and manly. I don't mind seeing them like all built, but I'm sure they'll all go back to their skinny idol looks, except a bit more, I guess, in a more manly way.
But I think fans will love them no matter what.
Exactly. They're BTS.
Right.
What can you say?
So while we wait for the final member, Suga, to end his mandatory military service, which is once again June 21st, a great thing that you can do this week is visiting the BTS Festa, which celebrates the boys' debut anniversary. And that was our keyword news for this Wednesday. So we're now going to move on to our main discussion of the day. Wednesday is when we introduce the latest lifestyle trends among our generation. Take a look at the screen to find out more.
According to the Korea Tourism Organization, South Korea welcomed 1.7 million tourists in April, a figure that not only reflects a 17% increase compared to the previous April, but also surpasses pre-pandemic levels recorded in April 2019. With travel numbers bouncing back, today on NewsGen, we're going to take a closer look at how young visitors to Korea are spending their time and money while they're here.
Okay, so the weather is getting hotter and hotter, which means that summer is approaching fast, which means that many are starting to plan their vacations. So for those choosing Korea as their destination this summer, what would you say are some of the most popular spots among young visitors, as we are a show dealing with those in their 20s and 30s?
So instead of famous tourist attractions that are already well known to many travelers from the older generations, places like Myeongdong, Hongdae, and Seongsu have become pilgrimage spots for many young travelers these days. It blends the trendy lifestyle catered road shops along with a taste of Korean culture and of course the food, all compact in one area. These travelers shop at places that actual Koreans like us frequently visit, such as Olive Young, the top health and beauty store in Korea, for all sorts of K-beauty products. And there's Daiso, a discount store for various household goods. And of course, convenience stores that it's just needless to say what's available there. And of course, outlet malls. The beauty of these stores is that they give you this one-stop shopping experience, giving all the customers a wide range of selection in just one single visit. So when you go to Olive Young, it's not just like they don't only have cosmetics. They even sell alcohol, jellies, confectionery, food, vitamins, and all sorts of things. So it's a great experience.
It is indeed. So Kyun just mentioned that health and beauty stores and lifestyle stores are becoming the new go-to shopping destinations for tourists. So as we just saw in the VCR, these stores are huge. They seem huge. So Grace, what kind of items are they typically buying at these stores?
Of course, we can't not mention K-beauty. We're constantly seeing more emerging Korean cosmetics companies gain popularity around the world and among tourists with their high quality yet affordable skincare and makeup products. We've also seen lots of visitors put Daiso, like you mentioned, and outlet stores on their must-visit lists for cost-efficient consumer or lifestyle goods. And convenience stores continue to attract tourists from all backgrounds and all ages for the delicious K-food items. And what's interesting is that we're also seeing people look beyond K-beauty to related industries like Korean pharmaceuticals or medical services, namely treatments for acne scars or discoloration, as well as skincare or laser treatments at dermatology offices. We've seen sales rise in these areas in the last couple years.
Then based on this, would you say that we're seeing a noticeable shift in tourist shopping patterns? What would you say, Kyun?
Definitely. Tourists used to do their shopping mainly at department stores or duty-free shops. But recently this trend has shifted and road shops and lifestyle stores have been rapidly rising in popularity. In fact, a recent survey by Korea Culture and Tourism Institute shows that road shops have now surpassed department stores in preference. So let's take a look at the screen for more details. As of the first quarter of 2024, when asked foreign tourists of their favorite shopping destinations, 48% chose regular shops, up 5 points from last year, followed by department stores and large shopping malls, both at 36%. Department stores down 4% year on year. So I think shopping for tourists isn't just about buying products in itself. It's more focused on experiencing and immersing themselves in Korean culture where all the locals actually go to. They want to feel and do the things Koreans actually do and feel to amplify their travel experiences.
Right, so hands-on experience on what locals actually do in Korea.
Right.
And Grace, I heard that there are now even new package tours that are specifically catered for those who want to try all these out, right?
Right. With the growing trend of shopping for practical, day-to-day consumer goods rather than for luxury products, there's now even a shopping tour just for this, which includes bus transportation for tourists who want to visit popular shopping malls and outlets. In fact, there's been a 21% growth in demand for these kinds of tour packages as of the first quarter of 2025 compared to the same period last year. And what's interesting is that these tours are also becoming popular not just for the shopping itself, but for the experience of moving around different locations via chartered buses, with one Indian vlogger actually raving about this, saying that the bus ride felt like a business class experience. And I'd have to agree, if you've ever been on these chartered buses in Korea, you know how comfortable and convenient they can be.
Definitely. So time to hear from our viewers. We also asked them what they'd most like to shop for in Korea through a poll on our Arirang News YouTube channel. So if we look at the results of the poll, 41% said they want to shop for cosmetics and skincare, followed by snacks, 23%, 21% choosing clothing and accessories, and finally 15% choosing medicine and health products. All right, so now for a more lively discussion, after the break, we will invite a person who is currently living in Korea. We'll be back soon.
NewsGen wants to hear from you. Go to YouTube and search our channel Arirang News. Click Community and leave a comment down below. Make a new type of news with us.
And joining us today is Anna Rielman, an actress and director from Germany who is currently living in Korea. Welcome, Anna, to the show.
Hi, everybody.
Morning. So, Anna, we'd first like to ask you, I'm pretty sure your friends and family will visit you from home. So when you come to Korea to visit you, what do they mostly buy here?
I have to say, a lot of my friends buy K-beauty products because it's just like the sheet masks and everything. I think in Germany right now it's also a big issue, K-beauty. So when they come here, it's much cheaper than buying it on Amazon. So they usually go to the shops and buy a lot of K-beauty products, but also little snacks. My friends, for example, they love yakwa, which is like a Korean honey snack. I think it's perfect for a German kind of coffee or tea time. So they usually bring that back home. And I have recognized that a lot of Europeans, they love postcards. But that is something that you cannot really find that much in Korea. I think Korea doesn't has that postcard culture. So I think 5 years ago, I started like a hobby with a friend of mine to make these Korean postcards.
Oh,
And we started like selling them also in Insadong, which was really welcomed by the Korean, by the local, like the Europeans. So I think postcards is something maybe Korea could start approaching that more for tourism.
Thank you, Anna. I always buy fridge magnets.
oh, me too.
when I go overseas, to bring back as a gift. Would you say Korea is a great destination for shopping, and what stood out to you the most?
Yeah, I think absolutely. I mean, all of my friends, they come with empty luggage and leave Korea with a lot of stuff. What I think is really special in Korea is the experience. For example, we were already talking about K-beauty, but what I think is different, first of all, that you can try everything on. It's not that usual in Europe. And also these days, because of AI, for example, Amore Pacific, when you go to the headquarter, I think on the first or second floor, they have something Dr. Amore, where you can get like a they do an AI scanning of your skin, and then they recommend what kind of products are best for you. And I think this experience and all the pop-up stores where you can really try out things, where they match everything just for you, even with the color and everything, I think that is something that really stands out in Korea. And for me personally, what I always recommend my friends to go to is the Dongdaemun Peace Market. I think even some Koreans don't know that all night long you can do shopping there. So it usually starts at 8 and you can go there shopping until 4 a.m. in the morning. And all of my friends loved that experience because also the clothes are really stylish, but also cheap. So I would recommend these two places.
Anna, I want to ask you, if you can recommend just one must-buy item in Korea with a fellow traveler, what would it be?
Choosing one item is really difficult, but I would say for a low budget, just cookies. I think yakwa is something, it has the taste of Korea, but you can also share it with your friends while talking about your experience here in Korea. And if you want to have something to always be reminded of Korea, and that is not like the usual like touristy thing, I would say go to Songsu. There are a lot of Korean brands that have bags. I think they're really, really pretty, and it's something you can only buy here. Because they usually don't import it to other countries that much. And then every time you have that bag, you think of Korea, of Seongsu, and your experience here.
Very nice recommendations. All right, Anna, thank you so much for joining our show today. Hope you have a lovely day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
So based on our discussion and after hearing from Anna, it's clear that in the past, tourists mostly turned to duty-free stores and large department stores, but nowadays that does not seem to be the case. So I want to ask you, we always want to know the reason behind this. Why? So what do you think are some of the driving factors?
I guess the main factor will be the sluggish global economy and growing uncertainties, forcing us to tighten our belts and to become more smarter consumers in terms of looking for more cost-effective services and products while traveling, of course. So we are seeing more tourists travel alone these days rather than in large groups using travel agencies, which you used to see back in the past due to the rise in digitalization. And with so much information available online, I think individual travelers have started to kind of personalize their trips. And in fact, last year, 90% of visitors to Jeju-do Island were actually solo travelers, clearly showing this change in travel preference. So I guess it's safe to say more travelers have opted for a shopping experience that's more catered to their personal needs compared to going to duty-free or department stores where large groups of tourists would go as part of their kind of tour itinerary, and where the tour guides will kind of force you to purchase something, and you'll be kind of precious to actually to buy something, even if you don't want to buy it. So things have changed quite a lot in terms of travel preference.
Because if you go to these small stores, you can just roam around as long as you want, and then you can find that item that you really wanted to find.
And it's very affordable, and there's a wide variety as well. And all the workers there, they're extremely friendly. And most of them actually speak good English as well, especially areas in Hongdae, Myeongdong, and Seongsu. So it's very friendly as well, like tourist friendly.
Absolutely. What would you say, Grace?
Well, we are seeing that millennials and Gen Z make up about half or 50% of all tourists that are coming to Korea, which is quite a large proportion. The younger generation of visitors value reasonable spending and experiential activities rather than shopping at high-end designer or luxury stores. And they choose to buy uniquely Korean products for more of that specialty factor from local brands at many of the road shops that you can find here. We also can't ignore the tough economic circumstances, which are leading to more visitors to a more affordable and accessible shopping experience.
Then ending off, for those who would like to visit these stores when they visit Korea sometime, let's end off with some smart tips or shopping hacks if you want to shop wisely and also efficiently when you visit here.
Sure thing. Oh, there's too many, but I'll just keep down to 2 or 3, okay? One would be, it really depends what you want to buy actually, but in terms of fashion, if you want to go a little trendy, bit affordable, I guess, you know, whatever's just really popular online, especially on Instagram, I recommend visiting Mushinsa Standard. It's a clothing store catered for those in their 20s and 30s. It's also called Mutendat, I think, Mutendat in Korean, but you can always look it up on Google and they'll tell you like where the stores are located within Seoul. For high-end luxury, I guess going to Cheongdam-dong Luxury Street, it will offer you like all the famous brands that you can actually find anywhere. And for a smart shopping tip, if you go to Olive Young and end up buying a lot of different products, you can ask for free samples from the workers. No, it's totally fine. You know, people might think, how can I ask for free samples? It's totally fine. They'll be very happy to actually give you free samples only if you ask for them. So don't be afraid of being too frugal. It's okay. You can just say, 샘플 좀 챙겨주세요. 샘플 좀 주세요. I'm sure they'll give you free samples. And it really depends, but if you buy a lot of products, that is. Yeah.
Okay.
If you only purchase one product and ask for samples, I don't know if they're going to give you any. But if you buy a lot of products, which I'm sure many foreigners do, when they actually do go to Olive Young, you know, they buy a gift for their friends, families, and for themselves as well. So they end up spending quite a lot of money buying a lot of products, and that's when you can ask for some free samples.
What a great advice. Maybe you should film a video of you asking the samples
actually,
as an instruction manual.
And it becomes very useful, especially for travelers having samples instead of opening like you know, products, just using like those disposable samples. I mean, that's a tip for you.
Okay, so this great sample tip from Ki-hoon. Now I want to hear from you, Grace.
Yeah, I also prefer shopping for daily, like practical use items over luxury or designer goods. So I do like going to my local Olive Young or Daiso to pick up what I need. And also I like seeing like the new trends to see what's popular these days, because they have a lot of new lines that come up like every couple months or so. So that's really interesting. Now, if you're looking for the ultimate K-shopping experience, I recommend checking out uniquely Korean shopping hotspots like the Underground Mall at Express Bus Terminal, which is connected to the subway station. So that's very convenient. If you go there, you'll see just tons, rows and rows of
clothes.
Clothes, like accessories, jewelry, and so much more. And a perk is that there's a lot of food options there too. The Shinsegae Sweet Park, which has tons of like desserts, breads, Korean specialties that's located there as well. So you can eat, you can shop.
You can
eat, shop, and repeat. So yeah, and also if you're closer to the Yeongdeungpo or the Jamsil area, they also have big underground shopping malls. So definitely check that out.
And if I could add one last tip, please take a look at where each brand or store does a discount or a sale. And if that matches with your travel itinerary, check those shops out. And that's all we have for today, but Newsden will be back tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Korea time. Special thanks to Park Kyun.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you. And Grace Park.
Thank you.
Thank you. And to our viewers, thank you for your time. And we hope you join us tomorrow as well. We are
News Generation.